Welcome to Basic Fishing Bites, and today it's all about bristle grease and what I use bristle grease for. Now, I have two colours of bristle grease, orange and a yellow. Obviously, when I'm using an orange float, I use the orange bristle grease, and then when I'm using a yellow tip float, I use the yellow bristle grease. But it's all about what it's used for. So, a lot of the time I use bristle grease in the winter time because you're not having too much bristle showing in the winter time, you're having it dotted right down to a pimple, virtually so your float tips right under the water. And then what this bristle grease, you do with this bristle grease is, so I've got one of my rigs here, I've got an orange tip float on what I've been fishing with today, and all I do is, I just open the bristle grease, I literally dip it into the pot, not all of the bristle, just right at the top of the bristle, about 5 mil of the bristle, just like that, and I wet my finger and just tidy it all up. You make sure you wet your finger less it'll just stick to your finger. Now, what the bristle grease does is, when you flick your rigging and everything settles up, it literally drops right down to the water surface, and that bristle grease sort of holds your float up in the water tension on the surface. You want your float so it's virtually sinking, because as well, the F1s, they're a lot more lethargic, they swim in your peg a lot slower and suck your bait in a lot slower, so your bites are a lot shyer. And with you having your float dotted right down to a pimple, down to that bristle grease, when the F1 sucks it in and you get your bite, it's proper sharp bite then, and it goes straight under a little dink. Where if you had too much bristle showing, sometimes in the winter time you won't even pick up them bites. So it's really important to have that bristle grease. Also as well with bristle grease, on them days, especially in the winter time, all the leaves have fell off all the trees, and then all the trees are shining on the water, so it's really hard to see your float. There's loads of broken light everywhere. What I like to do is, with this bristle grease, is dip it in, put a bit of bristle grease on just like that as well, and because it's really bright, it stands out a lot more on the water surface as well. So that's what I use bristle grease for. Take it into consideration with your fishing, and I'm sure it'll go wonders for you. So, I hope you're enjoying all the videos, because here at Catchmore Media, we get so much satisfaction out of knowing that you guys are coming over and enjoying all our content, because that's why we do it, to give you the best content we can give you. And what we've done is, we've teamed up with some tackle and bait companies to give you some fantastic discounts. All you have to do is head over to catchmorecodes.com, have a look at all them discount codes, there's loads on there, and hopefully you can get some fantastic discounts on some fantastic tackle and bait.